Good evening and welcome to Nonsense Talk Live. Before going in today's topic, of course, which is a very serious topic, I would like to ask a very blunt question. When we say that we worship goddess Kali, we goddess Durga, so on and so forth, do we actually believe in that? Or do we just do it for a farce or for a ritual or for just a formalities? Sounds blunt, but this is the only question that is coming to my mind today. I am referring to the incident in Palghar, Maharashtra. You all must have been through this all through the day. Before coming to the topic, as I said, I want to ask the main accused, Vijay Kushwaha, is this bastard a human being? Or basically he too, I am sure he must be worshipping goddess, he must be celebrating festivals. Does he do it for the first or just for, as I said, formality's sake? This is the big question. Now coming to the topic. A 19-year-old mother along with her 10-month-old daughter boarded a taxi, a cab. The only mistake she did was it was a shared taxi. While traveling, the co-passengers, one of them is of course this bastard, Vijay Kushwaha, the main accused, started molesting her. Naturally, she tried to resist, and when she tried to resist, these co-passengers, irked by her behavior, or very bluntly, feeling obstacle in molesting her, threw the 10-month-old daughter out of the window. The baby died on the spot. Seeing situation going out of the hand, they also pushed this 19-year-old girl out of the cab. This girl fell on the road and received injury. She is undergoing treatment at the hospital. On a broader scale, I want to ask, I understand that, as I always say, that this country must have gone on an extra dose of Viagra. Suddenly, the carnal desires have spruced up. My question is, will the administration ever try to or take the initiative to rise to the occasion? Why I am saying this is because it's very clear that the fear factor among these rapists, these predators, is totally missing, because there is nothing as fear factor, or there is nothing that can infuse a fear factor in them. Stringent punishment is missing, and this has been discussed umpteen times. Administration is silent. On top of that, we have pseudo sympathizers who would say, prove this. Who would say, well, how do you know that this man actually did it? No, you cannot show his photographs, or you cannot show their photographs. My question is, if this is the structure, if this is the cult structure which we are following in this country, then shouldn't we now open our doors either for harakiri, let women take their own decision, kill these bastards, and if they want, though I always say they should not suicide, they shouldn't die. We need these girls, we need these women in the society, because only these, some of them, can infuse the fear factor in these bastards. And if the administration fails to do so, then administration should now say that yes, we have failed, let women take over. This incident is actually not only shameful, disgrace on the humanity. And now coming to my fraternity, the journalists, the news media. I was surprised to see today the news media was totally ducked. They played this story occasionally, mainly in the anchor. For those who are not familiar with these terms, the scrollers or the headlines you see. But there was no foolproof reportage, no foolproof story on this incident. Shame on journalism. Really ashamed of journalism today. Because Prime Minister's visit, Prime Minister's unveiling the projects, Prime Minister's travelling in the metro, Sukhvinder Singh taking oath, so on and so forth, were more important than a 19-year-old mother losing her 10-month-old daughter to the predators. Was more important for this media. Was more important for the newsmen, so-called news hounds. Unfortunately, I too belong to this fraternity. Is this the structure of news we are following in this country? And when we say this, many of so-called senior journalists tell us that no, we are just informers. My foot! We are just informers. We don't have any responsibility for the society. Journalism is not activism. Is this the journalism we are following in this country? What kind of journalism are we doing actually? Flaunting a press card, flaunting PIB cards, taking press privileges, showing press power. Is this all that we mean by journalism? Haven't we forgotten the real meaning of journalism? I am ashamed today. I am ashamed of my fraternity. I am ashamed of being a journalist. My heart goes out to this 19-year-old girl who lost her daughter in such an incident that's so shameful that even she will think twice, thrice while narrating. Shameful not because of her daughter being involved or she being involved. Shameful because she will feel ashamed to point finger at the society. And I, being a journalist, take the responsibility because this story should have been played in a loop. And this incident happened in Maharashtra, where Prime Minister was in Maharashtra. Neither Devendra Fadnavis, neither Chief Minister Shinde, nor Prime Minister even referred to this incident. I have no qualms, no problem with Prime Minister unveiling the projects. Compliments to Prime Minister. But Prime Minister should have at least visited the spot. Prime Minister should have at least visited this woman. Because this would have given an impetus to the story. And perhaps the news hounds, so-called news hounds, the black ships of the society. I too belong from this fraternity. Would go to the spot, do a reportage. Ashamed of being journalist today. Ashamed of being in news. If this is the news structure, this is the Indian news structure, then shame. Shame on us. We should be ashamed. We are black ships of the society because we cannot speak about the people. We cannot put forth the story of society in front of people. And we talk of fourth pillar. Think over this. And journalists who are in my group, who are my friends, think over this. Do we really deserve being called the fourth pillar? I doubt. I am confused today.